This episode of IE Besties is sponsored by State Farm. Let's face it, you're the best driver on the road at any given time. You check your mirrors and your blind spots, you stop at stop signs, and you actually use your blinkers. As focused and prepared as you are, you can't rely on everyone else to match your energy. But you already knew that. And that's why you're prepared for the unexpected with State Farm. You've heard their jingle. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. But what does that really mean? It means that you can count on State Farm to be there for you when it matters most. For example, if you're a new customer, your State Farm agent can help you choose the coverage you need and answer insurance questions you may have to help you figure it out. And if you're already a client and the unimaginable happens, because as prepared as we may be, accidents do still happen, your State Farm agent can help you file your claim. You deserve to worry less when you're on the road, and having insurance with State Farm can help you do just that. Because like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Down, but I laugh it off.
What's up, besties? Welcome back to another episode of IEM Besties. Woo woo! I'm your host, Isis, and today I brought the one, the only. Y'all have been asking for this. I don't want to spoil it yet. Well, you already saw in the title. La Comadre.
Hi, how are you guys? I'm back finally. Ni modo, you guys can get rid of me. You tried, pero aquí estoy. Ni modo.
No, the besties have been asking for you. When I tell you, I'm like, who do you guys want to see? La Comadre, La Comadre, La Comadre. I'm like, look, I got you. I trust me. I was hitting her up like, what's up? What's up?
Oh my God. It's just because I'm horrible at responding for messages. But you know what? It worked out. Ni modo, aquí estoy.
Yeah, thank you, sis, for coming all the way over here. I really appreciate it. And it's okay if I had to hit you like 7 up times. You know, I feel like third time's a charm, and it worked. And this is your third time on Besties, right? I feel like you've been on Besties before. Yeah. So, yes, Besties, La Comadre's here. Drop down below and, you know, put a little few hearts in here because your girl had to put in some elbow grease to get this popping.
A few hearts, a little squirt emoji, a little something.
Yeah, a little something. Algo tranqui, you know,
Yeah.
to get it started. So, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk about everything and chismear.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be an episode. But before we begin, we always start Besties with Rose and Thorn. So Rose is kind of like, what's like the highlight of your week, something amazing, and then Thorn is just like my low light, like I could have lived without it, like peak and pit type shit, you know. So Steph has started a tradition. We start with the low, so we end high. Do you have a Thorn? I do have a Thorn.
Let me think.
I'm like, I can share my Thorn while you share yours.
Yeah, actually.
Okay. So my Thorn, besties, is that over this weekend, I received I got served, I'm going through a divorce, and I got served papers from my ex-husband asking for spousal support.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, damn, was it not enough to give you papers? Now I have to pay for your spousal support? So, yeah, that's my Thorn. Nothing too major. How about you?
Oh. Well, that's more than a thorn. That's a knife.
That's a knife to the gut. Yeah.
Actually, I don't.
And you don't have to have a thorn.
Yeah,
If you
I'm like,
have a
I
thorn,
don't think
have
I've
a
had
thorn.
like a thorn. Maybe, I didn't have sushi today. Maybe, maybe that's my thorn.
Hey, you know what?
But I'm like, not even. That didn't even affect me. I was like, what are we gonna eat? And then it wasn't that, and I was like, oh, perfect. I'm like, I was still ate. So I'm like,
fuck it.
yeah, there's not really been like a thorn this week.
But that's good. I feel like, you know what? It's good. And I think it's important for us to have weeks where we don't have thorns. You know, I wish I didn't have my thorn, but like, what can you say? You know, like sometimes when people spread lies about you, it's crazy what the truth will set you free. But it's okay, besties. Don't worry. When I get divorced, tea's on the way.
Real.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
Rose?
then what was your rose?
My
since you went
rose.
first?
So my rose, you know, when like it feels you and you're charged, I'm like the adrenaline is kicking in from my heart. My rose, honestly, I work in Sacramento. I work in policy, and I like feel like every time I've gone to Sacramento, I don't really like, I'm not excited for it, or I'm not like happy to be there. And I feel like, honestly, this is the first time that I'm like, wow, I'm actually excited to be in Sacramento, even though I didn't do anything crazy. Like I just had like dinners like with my, you know, homegirls. Shout out to Joanna, shout out to Havana. But it's nice. Like I feel like this is the first time that I felt like, oh God, like I'm enjoying being in Sacramento. But I don't know if it's because I was just like, you know, you don't want to be home.
Yeah.
I've been having like a lot of depression. This is like the first time in my life where I'm like suffering through depression. And I also want to say shout out to all the besties who have been sending me really kind and sweet messages. I'm typically not, honestly, I'm not like a vulnerable person online. I feel like I've tried to kind of keep that stuff internal because I'm like, what the fuck does the people care about, But honestly, I feel like people do care. They do care about like your mental health, and they do care like how you're doing. So I feel like it's been really nice to get a lot of messages or like besties saying like they care and
knowing
love
that like
me.
support,
Yeah, and it was nice to not be at my house. I feel like it changes scenery. I haven't been home yet, but Suki, don't worry, I will see you when I get home, baby.
Real.
That's my baby. How about you? What's your rose?
My rose, my boyfriend works, and he was at a summer program, so I couldn't really see him.
Oh my God.
So then his summer program ended, so now he's home. So I'm like, oh, period. Like I get to be with him,
He was like far?
No, like in the same town, except he had to stay there overnight because it was with like a summer camp basically
Oh my God,
with kids.
that is so fun. Was it kind of like have you seen the Addams Family? You know how like when they send them to like summer camp, kind of like that. Have you ever seen that summer?
I've never watched that.
You guys have never watched the Addams Family?
I watched Wednesday.
Hey, shout out to Wednesday. We are
Actually.
sponsored by Netflix. Shout out to them. What, are you serious? You've never seen the Addams Family like when they go to the summer camp?
No.
Okay, can you guys watch that like on the drive back? I'm like, so you guys can let me know if it was a real experience like that. Have you ever done like a summer camp?
No.
No?
My family was always like, no, ¿para qué?
Te mando a Mexico?
Actually, that or like, aquí que te quedas en la casa and we'll put you to do stuff here.
Yeah, they're like a limpiar, a chambear.
Actually.
Yeah. Damn, no. I never been to a summer camp, besties. If y'all been to a summer camp, drop down below in the comments and let me know. I feel like it's like an experience I've always wanted though. Like, did I miss out? Did we miss out?
I don't know. To be fair, I also didn't want to go because I was like comfortable at my house. I was like, oh, I'd rather not go.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, that's like second school. Like, no.
Yeah, no, that's true. But it's like cool. I feel like now that I think back, now that I'm older, I'm like, you know what? It would have been cool to do the Girl Scout stuff because I would love to just be able to get a stick and rub it together and start a fire. Mm-hmm. Or is that like just Boy Scouts?
I think the Girl Scouts do that too.
Do that too, Mm-hmm. If y'all were in the Girl Scouts, comment down below if y'all learn how to start a fire with some.
They're like, we didn't do that. I'm like, oh, sorry.
They're like, we just were tying knots. They're like
we
their
tied
little
knots,
badges.
sell cookies.
Yeah, a shout out to. Do you have a favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I actually don't like cookies that much.
Oh my God, you know what? That's why you have such an amazing figure.
Oh my gosh, thank you. But no, I'm just like picky with stuff. And usually I won't try something because I'm like, if I spend money on it and I don't like it, I'm going to be really upset because I'm going to be like, I could have gotten this instead. I'll try stuff from my boyfriend because he'll try things. I'm like, okay, well, he got it like, so I can try it.
So you'll pick. You're a very picky eater.
Yeah.
Really? Super picky?
Like, pretty much, yeah.
No way. I can't believe it. Wait, but like, so you don't like to experiment? Like, you're the person that you'll go to a restaurant and you order chicken tenders?
No, like, I'll have like other things except I'll once I usually get my meal from somewhere.
That's it. It's the same
like,
one.
yeah.
Okay, what's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when's your birthday?
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Oh my God, you're hella Mexican through
Actually,
and through.
real sometimes.
Yeah, I had another friend. Her birthday is also Cinco de Mayo, and this year we went to Tequila, Mexico on her birthday.
So much fun.
Dude, it was so much fucking fun. Have you ever done like the little train express thing where you get on there and just get drunk?
No, we wanted to when we went this last year in December, but we didn't get a chance to because it was a very short last minute trip.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. No, you have to do it. I did the Jose Cuervo one. Shout out to Jose Cuervo. Honest to God, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I probably fell off the train because when I woke up, I had like a big ass like headache. I had like a chichote in the back. I had like bruises. The other skirt that I was wearing had like a tear in it. So I'm like, either I got jumped by like the fucking people or they kicked me off the fucking train. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I just woke up back in the hotel.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, so
real, that's fun though.
Yeah, no, it was an experience. Like 10 out of 10. I totally recommend.
Yeah.
Like,
when I would see people going by in them, I was like, oh my gosh, we have to do that. But luego no cansamos because I think the last one was like at like 7 or 8.
They're early.
No, but like there's like as the day goes on, obviously like they slow down, and we were gonna try to make it to the very last one. And we didn't make it, so I was like, ni modo. Next time. But we're going to go again this year, so it'll be fun.
Dude, honestly, I would 100% go back. It was so much fucking fun. Like, honestly, every time, I'm from Honduras, so every time I go to Mexico, I feel like I fall in love with, like, more and more. Like, I really love, like, the culture and being able... I think Mexico is, like, a country where you go and you can identify it.
Yeah.
You know, just by, like, the architecture or even, like, the culture. You know, like, going to little placitas, you see the little fucking cactus.
Yeah.
Cacti. Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, I don't care. I still think Mexico is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Like, I love how colorful it is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I feel like, isn't that so Latino to be wearing like hella fucking colors?
I think so.
To have your house turquoise, green, orange, like.
Actually, when I was younger, I'd be like, that's so weird. But now that I'm older, I'm like, I want a pink house. I'm like, I think that'd be so cute.
No, that would be iconic.
And like my grandma's patio, like a highlighter yellow, and I'm like, and it's so cute.
Hey, you know what? Real. She's real. She said, I'm bringing my culture to the United States.
And then that just makes the plants, because she has a bunch of plants, so it just makes them pop even more.
Oh
So I'm
my
like,
God.
I love it.
Are you like a planner? Are you those people like you like to plant and have like a bunch of plants?
To a point, my boyfriend likes plants, like indoor plants. I like outside plants more.
Okay.
You know, like I like gardening and stuff outside.
With the gusanitos?
What? Well, I don't like bugs, but I like being in the garden. But yeah.
You're like, I'll just like the trees that are already big, have already grown. You're like, I just want to continue a regarlos un poquito en la
yeah,
mañana.
and like, but plus when I see bugs, I just feed them to my turtles. So I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm like,
okay. You have like a tortoise or a turtle?
Turtle. I have 3.
3? What are their names?
Lucky, Frankie, and Piglet.
Oh, my sisters are turtles. Shout out to Maria Posada.
Oh, real.
I'm like, I don't know why she chose that name, or I think it was my niece who chose that name, but shout out to Maria Posada.
Real.
I feel like turtles are cute, you know?
They are. I love them. I've had them forever.
Really? Are they those like that you got at the fair and then you just kept them forever?
The remate, actually.
The remate? What's a remate?
The swap meet?
Oh, okay.
No, yeah. I believe one of them was, no. Were they from there? No, the one I had from the remate passed away. R.I.P. No, it was, I got one from PetSmart, and then another one was gifted to me.
Ooh.
And then another one, I think I did get that one from a remate.
And they don't like procreate?
I have 2 boys and 1 girl. They've never had successfully like hatched their babies, but they've like laid eggs and stuff.
They just don't. I'm like, that's crazy.
Because they dig a hole and they like lay the eggs adentro de la tierra and they cover them up. But I know that like it has to be very specific. Like the eggs have to be humid enough to like And then since I'm walking around there, I'm pretty sure I just step on them. Or like, because I forget, you know.
Stop.
But either way, I'm like, so no overpopulation.
Yeah. No, I guess they're not so lucky after all.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lucky, and what were the other 2?
Lucky, Frankie, and Piglet.
Okay, shout out. I love when people have like pets and they name them like the opposite thing. Like Caliuchi's, shout out to her little cat. Her cat died and she named her cat Bunny.
Real.
Isn't that so cute?
I named him Piglet because he would eat a lot, if I'm being honest. So I'd be like, oh, Piglet.
You know what? That's real though. Shout out to Piglet, and shout out to Piglet. I'm assuming is the girl.
No, he's
That's
the
boy.
Yeah.
Who's Lucky?
Frankie's the girl.
Frankie's.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the non-binary named.
To all the days.
Shout out to all the days and thems. You know,
Actually.
we love y'all, and happy belated Pride Month. We're 2 months late, but every month is Pride Month when you're proud as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one thing I really wanted to talk about today, because what I really love about watching your I feel like your commentary is that you're real as fuck. I feel like, you know what, I really love that out of a lot of influencers, like you really like to talk about what the hell is going on in the world.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Bitches don't like that though.
Why do you think they don't like that?
Well, I just feel like 2 things, you know? First of all, usually when I do speak about stuff, like that video, if it gets like a good amount of traction, I feel like let it be TikTok censoring it. Let it be like people just being like, oh no, views, oh.
Down.
They go like, they start going down, you know? And then also I feel like people get offended that you aren't accepting usually like they're like shitty, like little like, well, what was I supposed to say about it? You know? Like when the whole like everything going on with like the Orange Man and then like ICE and everything. When I started talking about it, people were trying to clock me. They'd be like, oh, you're only talking about it now. And I was like, I was talking about it before the election. I was trying to get people to vote. I would make brand deals for people to vote. I was like, y'all just didn't pay attention to me.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, now that this is happening, I'm like, yeah, now I'm going to say some names, you know? And I'm like, I did ruffle a few feathers, you know? Pero ni modo.
I think it's important though. I think that's what makes you stand out. And like, I have friends who work in the Capitol and they like watch your stuff. Like I had told a friend like, oh my God, you know, they work like in the Capitol in Sacramento, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have like Comadre Jesus on. They're like, oh my God, I love watching his lives. Like I love like tuning in.
Real.
Like, you know.
And the thing is that I always tell people, I'm not dumb. Am I the top of the barrel, whatever? No. I just feel like a lot of things it's common sense and common like morals and empathy of like, oh, well that's not right. You know? So it's like for a lot of times when people are like, well, I don't want to say anything because I'm not like informed. I'm like, I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist. Because literally when everything happened with ICE and people were like, after they were getting called out, every Latino influencer under the sun was like,
here's a resource.
No, here's, if you need help, contact, like, you know? So I was like, but it was just one video.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, where was this energy before? Like, you guys are only doing this for like, oh,
now you want to appease these
and
people.
it's like you posted 3 videos before you posted that video because you were hoping to ignore it away. And once people kept on bringing it up to you, that's when you're like, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to like spread false information, which is true. You shouldn't spread false information. Right. I don't think it's that hard to do your own little research, like your little 5 minutes of like research. Because I'm like, let it be a TikTok dance, them.
Yeah, rapidito se lo aprende.
Rapidito, you guys can like investigate how to do it, and you guys will do that. But I'm like,
sit there, practice for hours, get the angles, get the different shots.
Actually, like, let it be a surgeon who's gonna do your BBL or your nose job or whatever. I see. You're investigating, making phone calls.
Are they licensed? Are they board certified?
Yeah, like that. But I'm like, no. But if it's something that's affecting like your community or you or your family, no. What am I? No. So I'm just like, caen gordos.
Yeah, and I think too, like when you think about like, okay, you don't want to do the research. I mean, we have like news channels where you can turn to, and you don't even need to do the research. You could just cite them. They have references.
For me, I just feel like it's crazy that you wouldn't know anything at all, you know, because some people are like, I just didn't know. And I'm like, really? Because I was like, I've seen like a couple of videos that popped up on my feed. Like I still get my normal funny TikToks, but I also get like my like informative things. So I'm just like, at that point, I think like maybe surround yourself with more people who like are informed, or just follow like an informative page or something, because then it's like, what content are you consuming that there's nothing like
on your page at all, on your radar?
Like you're just living in this little bubble of like everything's perfect and other might be suffering, but I'm not, you know?
Yeah, and I just feel too like if you're Latino and this is like not in your radar, like what does that say about you? That you're not tapped into like Latino content, that you're not having these conversations with your family, that you're like separated.
As soon as I saw someone not say anything or like defend someone who's a little bit like on the other side, girl, in my eyes, I'm snatching that Latino card away from you. I'm like, you're white. Like, I don't care. I'm like, you're white. Like something, like it's off. Like,
assimilation is real. Like people really want to be, and it's fine. I feel like there's nothing wrong with wanting to be American, you know, but it's like wanting to be white is different than wanting to be American, you know?
And then like thinking like, well, they're not talking about me. Girl, they are. If you think that these white people accept you, girl, I can tell you that you're not white. Yeah, like I can tell you're Latino, you know? Yeah, it's just like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, se me hace como feito. And I feel like it shows the nasty in people, you know? Or when they excuse like, yeah, well, my friends, like, they voted for that, you know? And they think that what the ICE is like, it's not bad, you know? They're doing this. And I'm like, that's crazy. In my eyes, I'm like, I don't think I could like tolerate hanging out or talking to someone like that, you know?
I couldn't. I feel, and like, I totally understand some people like, I'm not political. Well, it's not political to say like ripping families apart and investing taxpayer dollars. Like at the end of the day, let's look at it through, remove the lens of politics. Life.
Yeah, I feel like you can say that's not like anything. Like, you know, like that horrible like tragedy where those kids were like that summer camp or whatever. You know how pobrecitos esos chiquillos, you know? Yeah. But that's like if they were trying to bring that up to me and I was like, I'm not environmental. You know, it's like, it's the same thing. It's like, well, you should still have some kind of empathy of like, that's still someone, you know? So I'm like, I feel like that just kind of just like, oh, and don't even get me started on like people when they just try to use like religion as like a way to like deflect. And they're like, no, like, don't, no, like you guys. Yeah, like you haven't seen when people are like, no, like these people are just doing their job. Like God has a plan for everything. And I'm just like, oh girl, you need to shut the fuck up. Actually, like no offense. Like, actually full offense, you know?
Full offense.
Full offense. Like, shut the facts. Like, don't try to use that as, like, a way to cop out of, like, well, I'm not going to say anything because this is God's plan. Girl,
thoughts and prayers?
Actually, like...
Babe, thoughts and prayers didn't even say Jesus on the cross. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's why God gave you free will. Like, I don't know. That's insane to me that people would even bring God into something that is, like, so anti-God. Like, if anything, this is, like, the antithesis of what God is. Like, how could you say that
love
this
thy
is
neighbor,
something...
them, not...
God was wasn't Jesus a refugee?
Actually, well, he was a brown man. All I know is that like if they're like low-key with ICE, I'm like, well, did you see that video that it was like a white lady and she was like, they asked her, they're like, because she was a Republican and a Trump supporter, and they were like, oh, if Jesus was an immigrant, so if he came to the United States, would you like get him deported? And she was like, if he had his papers, no. So I'm like, I feel like it's like
brain rot.
They're not. I genuinely feel que no están viendo la cabeza. Like something inbred.
Genuinely,
something.
They're not. Honestly, like, ni me da pena because I feel like no racism, no bigotry could ever shift me to be so extreme. Like, there's nothing that someone can tell me about a specific race. Well, some, exclude some, but like, but there's nothing I think that someone could show me like that could make me totally have no sensitivity or no like humanity for other people simply off the basis of their race.
I feel like something that a lot of people infantilize the Republicans or Trump supporters because they're like, well, they're just dumb. Like, no les hagan caso. Like, they just don't know. They're not informed. And I'm like, and I'm supposed to feel bad for them, you know?
No. Why would I feel bad for a country that has free education? You get public education up until 12th grade. If they decided not to take advantage of that, then they should look at their senators. They should look at the Republicans. They should look at the people that are making decisions locally to not invest these schools. Like, and are they dumb? Because they're smart enough to know where to sign up to report people on ICE. They're smart enough to know how to regurgitate lies because they don't even do their research. So, like, I agree with you. We're infantilizing them. Like, it's okay because they're dumb.
Yeah.
Or are they choosing to be informed in a way that's negative? And like,
or when they're just like, well, I have other things in my life that are going on that I don't know. Girl, like, I understand people go through things, but I'm like, I feel like you can go through something and still feel empathy for someone else and be like, that also sucks for them, you know? Like, that's not right, you know?
Yeah. Like, I just think, why are we always excusing people that do harm? Like, we don't excuse why the immigrants come and cross this country. We don't excuse the fact that they're coming with nothing on their back, with no money, not even knowledge of how to speak the language. We don't excuse that. We say it's inexcusable for them to come and across this country without papers. But we excuse people who spew racism, who spew bigotry, who spew vitriol, and we excuse them by saying they're dumb. But these immigrants who probably didn't even have an education, because education is not free in Latin America, were able to have the capacity and the brain knowledge to come to this country, want to build a better lives. If they don't have money, they go and they sell shit on the side of the street, roses, food. Like, these people are coming to this country to work. So why is it that these people who have a free education in the United States are choosing to be ignorant and are choosing not to be knowledgeable and are choosing to instead fuel racism and division? And that's okay.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't have empathy for when they get to that point. I'm like, I don't feel bad for you.
No,
you know,
I don't
like,
think
because you didn't feel bad for them, and I'm like, so I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's like, I saw this video today that like broke my heart. Maybe we'll link it in here. We'll plug it in. But it's like ICE agents coming, and there was like 4 babies on top of the mom, and they were like, please don't take her. Please don't take her. Like, the baby is like no more than, I swear to God, 4 or 5 years old. And us already knows what this process is, that his mom's going to come and be taken. Like, this is a conversation that's had, you know, by a lot of undocumented families. And to think like these people are so heartless and they're getting a $50,000 bonus. Let me tell you guys right now, the average American citizen, the average American salary is $56,000 per year. Average American. That means in the whole 310 million people that are in the United States, on average, we make $56,000. ICE agents are receiving a sign-up bonus of $50,000 plus student loan forgiveness to sign up and be ICE agents.
Oh, but free school lunches? No money for that at all. Like, you get what I mean? It's like, it's funny how, like, there's money for this, but, like, other things, no.
Like, that's where our taxpayer dollars should go. They received, I think, like, a over 200% increase in their budget alone, but we're cutting off food, you know, we're cutting off food stamps, we're cutting off education, like you said, like food stamps now across the nation. Shout out to Robert F. Kennedy, I guess. Now we want to care about people eating healthy foods, but we're ignorant about, what about people who live in food deserts? Food deserts are areas in the United States where they don't have access to fresh fruit and veggies, and they're usually low income areas, and they're communities that look like us, and actually even white people in rural areas. And because they don't have access to fresh fruits, then snap, we're going to totally ban junk food 100%. So they can't get candy, they can't get juices. And I get it. Those things do fuel to diabetes. But when you don't have access to real nutritious it's like,
what do they want them to eat then?
Then what do
air?
they eat?
Like, let's filter the air, everyone.
They don't even want to filter the air because they're cutting back from the EPA. Actually,
everyone, let's just die, everyone. Let's just go extinct.
You know, and it's just like crazy. Like, when I think about it, like even Trump, like when he's like, oh, the Gilded Age. Like, what is the Gilded Age? Why does he keep on talking about the Gilded Age? The Gilded Age was like a period, I think, in like 1800s, where the top 1% or the elite folks, it probably wasn't 1%, it might have been a larger percentage in that time, got so much more money. The income, income inequality and the disparity was so large that the top percent people, the top elites, made so much money. Meanwhile, the people at the bottom, poor working class people, were suffering, were in poverty because they were extracting and they were exploiting them. So it's just like, why do you keep on saying we need to go back to the Gilded Age? We need to go back to a time where working class people were poor and broke and in ruins, so that rich people could get richer, so that Elon Musk can become the first trillionaire ever recorded in the United States history or in the world history.
Is mental illness love? Like, I genuinely, esa gente no está bien, you know, and no empathy. Where it's like, I think it's like, there's no excuse. It's just like a very sick individual. And it's even sicker that like people actually voted for him, you know, and that they were like, you know what? But then they act shocked when they're like,
how could this happen?
How could this happen? I'm going to deport everyone
Literally.
and cut food stamps. And you know what? No more this, no more that. Them, woohoo, when he actually does it.
Not me. I didn't know he was talking about me.
I'm white.
I'm white,
you guys.
I'm white. How could it happen to me? I'm the good immigrant.
People forget they're not rich. They don't care about you, girl. Like, you're just like us, low key. Like, in their eyes, as soon as it comes down to money, girl, step down.
Yeah, this is not even, honest to God, this is not even a race war. This is a class war. And people are so, again, blinded by their racism that they don't see that they're trying to divide us, not by the color of our skin, but by the tax bracket that we're in. I mean, even think about it. Federally, they passed a law to permanently reduce taxes on the richest people. That's why we're cutting SNAP. That's why we're cutting Medicaid. That's why we're cutting all these, food, free school lunches. Guys, in order to get the money to fund these programs, we pay taxes. The rich top percent are supposed to pay taxes. They already have loopholes so that they don't pay taxes. He created a law where the poorest working class people their taxes were increased incrementally for 3 years. So that meant for the first 3 years, when the 2017, I'm just gonna give you a little history facts because it's really important. I think because like you said, you accepted brand deals for people to go out and vote. We're going to have the midterms next year. We need to have these conversations this year. Like, I genuinely believe, like, because we're always saying, oh, it was Biden. Oh, it was Trump. And it's like, what really happened and how did we get to this point? They signed this law. And in order for the Big Beautiful Act, you guys can go read it. One Big Beautiful Bill. When it's an act, once it's signed, it's a law. So they signed that law. So in order to fund these programs, we need tax money, right? But now that we cut the top percent, how much money they pay in taxes, that means we lost out on billions of dollars. And so as a result of that, we're going to lose out on social welfare programs where working class people benefit. On top of that, who are the biggest recipients of these welfare programs? It's white people. It's not you, Latinos. It's not you, Black people. It's not you, Asians. It's white people. White people make up 1/3 of the recipients of all social welfare programs, SNAP, Medicaid, etc. But you and I are the faces of it. Maybe not you and I, because we're white and we have, we don't feel the phenotype. Yeah. But like Latinos, we are like the people who are being said, who are being classified or categorized as like the EBT queens, the SNAP queens. And that's categorically false.
When they think of that, it's like, oh, Latinos,
immigrants. You guys, if you're an immigrant in the United States of America, you cannot even get these programs. Like, you're not even eligible for them unless you have specific like waivers. Like, if you're a refugee, if you're an asylum seeker, or like, etc. But we're welcoming in refugees and immigrants from South Africa who are white. Why do you think that is?
Actually, wasn't Ivanka, like, she came in, I saw something saying that she came in under like a certain type of visa.
An Einstein visa?
Yeah.
Melania?
And then people were like, what you do?
Einstein?
Yeah, like, what you do?
Like, what did she do so brilliantly? Snap naked pictures of herself? No shade to, the sex workers, but like, that was so brilliant. Y'all could have put Naomi Campbell on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
at that point, Kim.
Kim,
like, she must be one too. Period.
You know what? Exactly. Nobody wants to work these days. Put her to work. Yeah. I just feel like they can find loopholes. They can be the exception.
Because de por sí, when you do your tax, I feel like there's so many. Like, even as like a content creator, There's a lot of little tax write-offs that you can do that, like, oh, if you were doing them, you'd be like, oh, whatever. But if you get a good person, there's plenty of things where it's not really like loopholes. But I'm like, if someone is rich, they have a good person to do their taxes. Rich people are super good with their money. They didn't need any more, pero.
And that's really real because Trump, when they looked at his federal taxes, he paid $0 in federal taxes for decades. The United States president, 45th and 47th, paid $0 in taxes.
Which is insane. Girl, my dad, he would make like not that much money and he still paid his taxes, so it's crazy. It's crazy what people can get away with, like a little like example in my prime, on TikTok, I think the most I ever got like throughout the year was, I want to say like 80 something thousand,
Mm-hmm.
And after like, I didn't have the best person in charge of like my finances,
Mm-hmm.
But then when I found someone who like, they knew what they were doing, they're like, if you would have come to me, I would have made sure you wouldn't have to pay anything like at all.
Wow.
So it's like, and he was like, without it being like super duper shady,
Yeah.
So imagine if alguien común, like no shade, like alguien común, like not trying to find someone actively, if I can find someone to do it like for me like that, alguien que tiene tanto dinero.
Dude, they don't pay taxes. They don't pay taxes. Like, I don't think people realize like that we have to pay taxes. Like, this is what goes into, like this is why we have these social welfare programs. Like, why we have roads, bridges, freeways. Like when they're like, oh, socialism, communism, we are beneficiaries of socialism in like in a democratic sense. Like, us going to school, that's paid by property taxes. That's a social welfare program because we don't directly pay into it. And even to think, like, I really think, like, all the people that get kicked off Medicaid, the things Obama did so that you couldn't be denied by a health insurance company simply because you had chronic illnesses before, people are going to die. People are going to die because their hate and their racism, like, overpowers the need for, like, the betterment of themselves, their families, their community members, just because they think immigrants shouldn't get access to care. You're taking your own access to care away. And like in rural red states, like California, we pay more money to the federal government than the government gives us back.
Yeah. I saw a TikTok that was funny. That was like someone saying like, all the other red states are always like shit. California, it's full of immigrants, this and that. And then they were like, yeah, that's why we're feeding you bum states, and we're like, all the money that we make goes to you guys because you guys don't have a good economy.
Right. Look at that. Oh, we have a lot of immigrants, but California is the 4th largest economy in the world. I guess immigrants do pay their taxes.
And the thing, it's crazy. People don't believe that.
They don't.
Where they're like, like if you're not a citizen, you just don't pay taxes. You can't even get like benefits. So it's like, and that's insane. That it's like they're just like, no. They won't believe it. I always see videos and it's like people and they tell them that fact, and they're like, they're like, it's not true. I don't believe that. No. This is propaganda. And I'm like, you know what? People choose to like see what they want to see.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like it's like, you guys have never heard of an I-10? And they don't know because, like you said, they don't do the research. They don't care to do the research. Like, I think when I care about something, if I'm gonna hate something, I'm gonna do my research so that I can come and tell you, big pharma is bad because they funnel, they lobby, they do these things so that people can be highly addicted to that. They give benefits to like, I've done the research on the things that I'm vehemently against because I want to know why I'm against them.
Yeah, and if someone tells you no, you're wrong, you want to be able to be like, actually, I'm not because of this.
Right. So I want to be an informed hater.
Real.
Like I want to go and I want to sit down like, these are all the reasons why
if I'm going to be a billionaire, I'm going to be the best version of myself.
The best.
To pelear, I'm going to make sure I know the info,
100% down. Like, you're not going to come to me and tell me something. I'm like, well, let me do the research.
Actually.
Let me ask Chadiana.
And a lot of times they'll even like know that they're wrong, but they'll just go with it. Like a lot of like bigger content creators, that's why they didn't say anything. Because I'm like, they benefit. They make hella money. Like I said, if I can make that much, and mind you, my views, someone who gets constantly good views, good amount of brand deals, they make money. So why would they talk about something that's going to like affect them bad, Usually because they're money hungry and they just don't care, But they'll always use like Latino, like Latina, spicy Latina. Like,
I had
modo,
Cheetos. Like,
hot
don't
Cheetos.
forget to come. And
Like,
yeah, I am so Latina as fuck.
Them when
Oh my God, dude.
Actually, them when they see like things happening to the community that they're using and the community that supports them.
Ay, no puedo ver.
Them.
Ciega, sorda, muda.
Them. Let me block the word on TikTok so it doesn't pop up in my comments.
They're like, how do I mute it?
Actually, because I've seen videos where it's like, oh, like I've gone, I'm like, I see people commenting about it. I check up later again because I like to check up on my hate, and I'm like, what are the people telling them?
Yeah.
And then comments are gone. And I'm like, interesting. I didn't know that they just disappeared like that. I guess everyone came and deleted that the comments they left, you know?
Besties, it's been so long since I bought any jewelry. And you know what? I need a new piece in my rotation. So Macy's jewelry sale is coming at the perfect time for me. Personally, I've been eyeing this diamond tennis bracelet. And with this sale, it's finally within my price range. So I think it's a perfect finishing touch to any outfit. And you know what? Because I'm there, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give my niece a little diamond, stud earrings. It's the least I could do. She's starting college this year, and that way she'll be able to take me with her everywhere, even if it's across the country. And these are such classic pieces that they'll really last her way beyond college. So besties, don't forget to check out Macy's jewelry sale going on event dates from August 14th until August 25th. And you can check it out online at Macy's.com or in store. I'll see you there. No, that's real. Do you think, being a big content creator, it's affected you when you do speak about these issues, like in a negative way?
Well, I don't get as many brand deals because of it. Cause de por sí, I didn't get a lot just because I feel like I do have a boquita to me where I say what comes to mind, But a lot of companies, unfortunately, do support things that like I don't stand for. So why would they reach out to someone that could potentially...
Yeah, they're misaligned or could call them out.
Everything that happened with Palestine. I was vocal about that too. And I had a contract for a brand deal that I had with a company who I shall not name because then I don't want to get sued, unfortunately. And let me get rich and then I'll get sued. I don't care. No, pero after they came out that they were one of the companies supporting it, I was like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
And then I tried to get out of it and my management was like, no, let's just do it. Like, just post on your story. But I was like, I feel guilty posting on my story.
Yeah.
So then my friend who's on TikTok came up with the plan of like, you can't post about it because you'll get sued. He was like, I won't. I'll just make a video saying like, don't interact with this video. This was prior. He's going to donate the money to like help Palestine, And, it did show me that like, you do have power because as soon as that video of his went up after mine,
they canceled it.
They were like, you don't have to post it. It's okay. You're okay. You're not forced to do anything.
Wow.
You're good.
And you didn't end up posting it?
No, because I didn't want to.
Right.
But I was already like set in stone.
Damn.
But then it was like, we do have a little bit of power. But then it was also like how quickly they were like,
Public opinion.
Like we're like, if you're gonna go with that, like we're just like, we're done.
Wow. Honestly, I have to say, Besties did walk away from a McDonald's sponsorship, and I would like to definitely accredit that to like me as well. Like Stephanie and I were very like stand strong. Like one of our previous producers, like he did accept it after we had been vocal and said like we're not for that, and like we were forced to record the commercial, and like we didn't have any creative, we didn't have any authority. Like we're just we're just the host. And so we went through with it and we had to film it. I remember like in the ad, you guys can go see in the ad. I'm just like, yeah, okay. And it's like I contractually I was obligated to post that, and they had already like signed the contracts, and there was no way to like back out. But like the Besties are like, wow, how could you guys talk about Palestine and then like shoot an ad for McDonald's? And then after that backlash, that person then decided to cancel the contract. So it's like, yeah, we don't stand for that. Like, I didn't stand for that.
But it's like, I feel like that's another thing where people sometimes say, "Es a contract, girl. You want me to get sued?" But that's why it's like how you said, if it was there before.
Yeah. Like
it's kind of like you're like hands tied. Like, what can I do? Like,
yeah.
And then sometimes I feel like people assume that, just because you're on social media, you're rich. Girl, it depends, especially if you're a little bit too vocal sometimes.
Yeah, some months might not be the best. Some other months you might like come in and like I've heard stories like some like you don't even get paid sometimes till like months later, So it's like
I the longest I ever waited for a payment, 6 months.
Wow. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like there's some things like I think that's why now that I'm in this space, and we did have that incident with McDonald's where we had to film it. Like I was like, well, I don't want to film it. And he's like, well, I already signed the contract and it says 2 people like have to be in the ad and you guys are the 2 people, you know? And I'm like, well, I was vehemently against it. Like, but what did I do? I made sure that in that same episode we discussed and we talked about Palestine and what's going on in Gaza. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm contractually obligated to speak on this, well, I'm gonna make sure in that same episode
like
I'm being informed.
In the same breath, you say something.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
you know, and like that's why I have more compassion for like creators, because like you said, sometimes things happen. Like things don't just happen. You get a contract and the next day you make the video. Things are in the works for weeks, sometimes months in advance.
I remember that I first heard of my contract 2 months before.
Yeah,
you know, and then it's like, oh, you have a month to get us like a script. Obviously, like I sent it soon, but it's like it takes.
They need
time,
to get approved.
You know, and then it's like,
it.
oh, you film it, you send it. Oh, do you think you can do this? And then like, it se tarda, you know, and then them usually. Well, I don't know how it was for you. They'd be like, can you post it actually on this day?
Yeah.
At this time. So then it was like, it takes time. You know.
Yeah, it does take time, and like I have to say again that's one of the reasons why I really wanted you to be on this episode, and I think that's why the besties really love you, because I think you are outspoken and you are courageous, and it is something to be, you know, it's your money at the end of the day, right? This is like your livelihood, like this is your career, and it's just like to put your morals and ethics, like guys, morals and ethics is not profitable. It's not profitable to sit here and say I am totally against a country like blocking humanitarian aid, and children and family and women and men are dying of a famine in Gaza when there's like food that's being sent over. That's gonna cost Bessie something, you know, and I don't care. I think to me, like, would a check for a lot more money make me feel better knowing that this is off the backs of companies that are supporting kids suffering? If I'm poor now, then I'm going to be poor later.
Yeah, I feel like that just goes like who you are as a person, you know, because I know some people who I'm not close with at all anymore, you know, that during everything that was going on, they were doing brand deals about it. And then it would make me mad because I'd be like, they would not post, like, not even a single story, not a repost, nothing. But then they would post like that they were getting food, or that they would post that they were living their best life. So I would get mad. I'd be like, that's crazy that like not an ounce of you is like, oh, at least let me share something.
At
least
to share a resource.
Like at that point,
yeah,
actually at that point, not even out of just like, oh, me van a decir algo. Like you're just blatantly like, I don't give a fuck. Like let me just like argue amongst yourselves. I feel like that's so like nasty, and it did make me look at people differently. I'm like, oh, I don't think you're not who I thought you were, you know?
A lot of people are not.
And that's why I always say I don't have a lot of friends online. A lot of my friends are just like normal, good people. Because I'm like, I feel like usually as time goes on social media, people get a little bit more like money hungry and a lot more like nastier than they were.
Yeah.
You know?
And I have to say, like, I also understand the concept of like, well, this is my livelihood and I need to make like sense, you know? So I understand thinking like, okay, if you're down bad and this is all you're going to get and this is all you're going to get, and that's what you want to do, fine. But like you said, it just shows that you're willing to skew your morals and or maybe they don't care.
Also,
they just may just not care.
I feel like a big factor also why I don't mind saying things usually is because I'm like, I like being on TikTok. I like making my videos. No más que me enfade un día, girl, I'm deleting everything and I'm just going to work a normal job.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like catch me at Nordstrom Rack. Actually, you know, like catch me as your cashier, but I don't care as much as I think like someone who wants it bad.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's what makes it different for me, that I'm like, oh, if I don't do it, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like at least I know I was a good person, you know? Like at least was like I was trying to do something, as where someone else was just like, fuck them.
Yeah, like I just need the check. Yeah. Honestly, that's real. And again, that's like an admirable quality about you. And I think that that's what makes you so different. And like, I'm telling you, people in the Capitol are like, oh my God, like you're going to have like Comadre. I'm
real.
like,
I'm glad. I always think it's so cool when I like have like people who are so like, I consider so many people so smart, you know, but like I have a few doctor comadres and a few lawyer comadres and a few comadres that are like trying to run for Congress. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you guys are, and like you guys think I'm cool. I'm like,
because you are smart.
I love it, you know?
You have a lot to provide, and I think you're like, yeah, we could talk mamadas, right? And like that's how you're talking casually with your friends. Like when I'm talking to my homegirls, I'm not necessarily breaking down the Bureau of Statistics reported that are, you know, like you're talking casually. And I think the way you present information is digestible for like everybody. Like anybody can watch your stuff and know exactly what you're talking about. You have a lot of intellect, like you have a lot of criticism, critique, and like thought into like what you say and how you put it out. And I think that's what makes you, you know, and I think that's what's gonna cement you and really have your following is that you're always going to be you, and that you're not indebted to like the fame and the fortune, you know, like it's going to come just because who you are, like standing in the authenticity.
Like, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, especially when everything was going on with ICE, I didn't post for like a week because I was like, I usually post my funny content, but I was like, nothing's funny right now. And I was like, I'd rather not congest the feed. And I was like, hopefully a good video pops up, you know? And other people, they'd be like, I'm sorry about the families that are like going on them trying hot Cheetos, like the next challenge. I'm like, girl, so unserious. Like, not even a little bit of class. Not even, you didn't even wait like 3 hours to post your next like TikTok. So it's like,
they're like, oh, this is getting good traction. Let me post my other one so you can follow up.
Let me post real quick, you know?
Yeah.
And then people try to clock me on that too, where they're like, you're just doing this for money. Bitch, I donated that money to orgs. Because I did feel guilty. Because the videos that I did post about ICE, they did well, you know? And I believe I made, because I'm in the creator program. For those, I made $904, I believe. Oh, wow. I didn't see them because I donated them because I was like, oh, I feel bad, you know? And it's like this money that I wasn't talking like something about me. This is about someone else. So I was like, let it go to the people, you know?
Yeah. And again, it's really important and to think about who are the people that you're supporting, you know? And I think
who do they support?
And who do they support, you know? Because it's like, you don't care that your largely Latino audience is having their families being torn apart. That does not move you in the least bit. It doesn't move you.
Yeah, it's
like it doesn't move you that your audiences, like families, are living in fear. I watched the podcast, The Daily. It's a really great podcast from New York Times, and they talked about this lady who was undocumented, and she's like, I'm living with my windows boarded up. I don't open any door. She's like, I come in through like the side. Some days I try to, you know, take a different route to work. She's like, I'm now living enclosed in my home. I don't even go out to go get groceries.
And it's like, qué feo. Like, that's actually like horrible, you know? And it's crazy. It's like, you can live like a completely normal life, but I'm like, this other person's living complete fear 24/7 of just like, even going to the grocery store is like
life or death.
Yeah, you know, like life altering.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think if you don't have sympathy, I'm like, then I don't have sympathy for you either, you know?
Yeah. And I think it is important to call out like those creators at the same time, because I am in politics, you know, I work in policy. I also don't feel like not everyone has to have an opinion too. I do feel like some people have uneducated, dumb opinions, and I don't think like they're necessary.
No, yeah. Like a couple people, they would mention in my things, they're like, this person hasn't said anything. And I straight up was like, why would you want to hear an opinion from that person? Actually, like, no offense, the dumbest person that I wouldn't want them to speak about it because it's probably gonna make me mad. I was like, mejor I'm like,
diga ni pija.
And like, be a good person, repost, like, try to like spread information. But I was like, don't yap to me right now, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I also don't, and again, I don't think this is political, but I also don't think everyone needs to make a political commentary, because some people, their content is dumb. They are dumb. They're dumb in like the uneducated sense. They're not going to really have anything intelligent to say. They're not going to contribute to the conversation. Like, I don't want to hear from them. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, and that's fine. Like, maybe I'm being hypocritical because I'm making exceptions, but there's just some people, I'm sorry, I'm not expecting an intelligent thought from. And I don't care to hear from them, you know? But there's even people who are the, you know, low IQ creators, and they still speak and use their voice for it, you know? So I think it depends. But some people, if you're going to say something stupid, just shut the fuck up. Like you said, just go post at least Antiquiera on resource page here, follow these, connect with these people.
Yeah, I'm like, at least try to be a good person.
Pretend.
Yeah. Like, let's go back to pretending, you know? Because I feel like they just show it so blatantly that it's like,
they don't care. Like, people don't care. Like, ya dejaron de importarles, and that's fine. Like, you just need to make mental notes. Am I gonna buy a product from this creator who has not spoken on this? And like, I have my uncle and my tia that don't even go outside anymore because they don't have any of these they don't have papers. But I'm gonna go buy a product. I'm gonna go buy a lip product for them. I'm gonna go buy
even
this.
Following them, you know, like me, like I used to have. I have to go through Instagram, but I used to have on TikTok, like, I think it was like 600 something. And then with everything was going on, I got down to 400 because I was like, I would go through and I'm like, no repost. I would be like, repost, no. And I'd be like, videos, anything. And then I would go into the comments and see if they were like, sometimes I have a lot of free time. So I'd be like, no. I'm like, unfollow, you know, like, you seem nice. But I'm like, we don't really talk. No me vas a hacer nada de falta in my vida, you know?
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. It's real. I mean, it's important. Like, I think now we need to start paying attention. Like, you know, we read history books about, right, Anne Frank hiding in an attic. There's people hiding in their homes. There's people who aren't going outside. There's kids who didn't go to their graduations because ICE was waiting outside of, you know, the school grounds so that they can arrest parents.
And it's crazy that they're like, oh, when you read that, you're like, that's crazy that people would let that happen. And then it's like, it's just going on right now. Like, actually, like, and like, you're not doing anything, you know?
100%. It's like, you are those people that are letting that happen. Like, honestly, guys, it's free to talk. It's free to talk. Like, on Besties, yeah, you know what? Besties, the conversation probably has shifted a lot since I've gotten here. But it's like, you know what? I could talk about dating. I could talk about red flags. But I just feel like right now, you know, what I loved about when I had, like, Stephanie on is, like, I feel like we could talk about a diverse range of topics. But, I mean, maybe because I am in policy, like, I do live and breathe this. Like, I really do every day sit and think about, like, what's going on with my community. And I feel like I want to make you guys laugh and, you know, cry and share vulnerability and stuff. But I'm like, it's important. Like, my Latinos, we voted wrong. 63% of Latino men voted for Trump. 36% of Latino women voted for Trump. We voted wrong. We were on the wrong side of history. And I say we because I'm a Latina, even though I didn't vote for him. We voted wrong. We are in the group that helped put this man in positions of power. So I feel it's my responsibility being on this platform to educate you guys what this administration is doing, not just to our people, to every people, white, black, Asian, Muslim, you know, like all types of people. Like, I feel like it's my responsibility. And maybe the conversation on Bestie's got a little serious and I don't know what to say, guys. They changed the fucking channel, you know, but like it's so important for me. Like, I feel like we need to talk about this because, like, things don't come into effect when Trump writes laws until the next administration. That's why when Biden became president, they were like, why am I paying more in taxes? Why am I getting less money back in taxes? The 2017 Trump
it's
tax
expire
cut
this year.
It was expiring in 2027, but with the One Big Beautiful Act, it's now indefinite. So, but he purposely wrote that bill so that it wouldn't come, like, that you would get more money up until 2017 when Biden got elected. Just like this, just like with the Medicaid and all this stuff, a lot of those changes are not going to come into effect until 2020. We're in 29. So, like, until the year after he's out of office. So that you're going to blame what administration? The Democrats if they're in power. Like, people don't, like, we don't know these things, and I don't think besties are dumb. On the contrary, I just think we're ignorant denotationally. Like we don't know.
Also, people just don't like having serious conversations sometimes because it's like you should be able to have fun and like enjoy your good content. But also, that's bien, like, to like have a little bit of brain stimulation, you know, because luego la gente por eso, like, they're just like, what? Like, I don't know what's going on. Well, you don't know because you're not trying to like see anything besides like hot Cheeto videos and like funny stuff, you know.
TikTok dances and trends. Like, you know what? This might be a little brain rot, but let's create some wrinkles, babe.
Like, you can do both. You can still laugh and still be like, you know, I saw a funny video. Maybe I should see what's going on today, you know?
Yeah. And like, guys, like you guys know me. I love Wendy Williams. Like, I would tune into Wendy Williams and then I'm tuning into the Daily New York Times 30-minute little podcast while I'm on my run. Like, all right, what's up? What's going on with the world? And then I'm tapped in. What is Shadi Bae doing? You know, what is Wendy Ortiz doing? What are all these DDG? Like, what are these people? Like, you could tap in and do these people. Like, that's fine. And like, you could be multifaceted. Like, you don't, I'm not super serious all the time. You know, like, I like to talk about pendejadas and I like to talk shit and I like to cuss and da-da-da-da. But if my people are on the line, if people are being sent to concentration camps across other nations like El Salvador, I don't have peace with that. There's a reason.
Why would you wanna not say anything or like do some research on it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's people usually they don't care until it happens to someone really close to them, and that's when they're like, oh my gosh, why is this happening, bitch? Like, don't start.
It was like the sheriff in Texas when the floods came and like all those children passed in that camp. The Mexico sent in a rescue team to come and they saved his niece and some of his family members. And he said, from now on, I'm not going to prosecute immigration. We're not going to turn them over. I now see that they're good people. It took Mexicans saving his family's life for him to find value in a Mexican.
Which is crazy, you know? It's just insane that it's like,
You were inhumane?
You have to do something for someone for them to be like, oh my gosh.
Antes eras you were a bug?
Actually, I'm like, you're a person? Oh my gosh. Like, it's actually...
Sick.
Yeah.
Vile.
Yeah. Like, lowest of the low.
The lowest of the low. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like... Why do we have to wait until it affects us for us to care? I'm graduated from college. If they decide... And my student loans, I only got $5,000. If y'all want to contribute, go ahead. And at this moment, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop down a comment below so I can increase my salary. But like, if they did student forgiveness on the next, or free college for everyone else that followed me, why would that hurt me?
Actually, I'd be like, girl, good thing you're not suffering. I'm like, because I am, you know? Like, I think it's like a different kind of person that you see someone else doing like good or getting something on, you're like, that shit. Me, I'm like, good for them, you know. Good. I feel like as people, we should not want them to go through something that we went through, you know, especially if we didn't like it.
It's that American pull yourself by the bootstraps. Like, you guys need to realize when some of these sayings or phrases were put in place, there were policies that supported them. Like, you could be a plumber and back in the 1950s get a 2-3 bedroom home. Meanwhile, you could be a black doctor and you were not going to be accepted in certain neighborhoods just because they were redlined, meaning they were segregated. So, like, there were benefits to being white, and there were government subsidies that supported white people in their economic mobility and allowed them to have generational wealth and prosperity. You know, we're children of immigrants, you know, or first generation of immigrants, you know, first generation Americans. And it's just like, it's different for us. Like, I just don't understand the concept like somebody else has to suffer because I suffered. Why?
It's like, why? It's like when parents like, oh, they suffered and now they can give their kids a good life, but they're like, no.
Tienes que sufrir.
Because I suffered too. I'm like, girl.
Yo tuve que caminar 5 millas para oír un poce de agua.
It's like, well, if you went through that, did you like it? No. Then why would you want them to like suffer like that, you know?
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. Yeah, I just feel like and you know what? This is actually something that I was thinking about, just like how suffering really translates in so many parts of our lives. Like in love, right? Like how we're kind of taught like love is supposed to be some kind of like suffering thing, right? And it's just like, why are so many aspects of our lives, why do we have to accept that suffering has to be a part of it? Like, I don't understand that concept. Like in love, in religion, right? In like life, like why have we accepted that we must suffer in order to like persevere?
I don't know. And I don't like suffering. So for me, I'm very much like, you don't want to sufrir.
Yeah, like y'all, I wish I didn't have to fucking hit the gym. I wish I could get a fucking shot of Ozempic and I wouldn't have to suffer and being at the fucking gym for an hour. I wish I would. I wish I could do those things, but I can't afford Ozempic on the seven doses. I think it's like $1,000. But if y'all want to sponsor me, let me know down below in the comments.
Like first the tuition and then the
I'm like, you know, or if they get me down, so I might find someone to pay the tuition.
Actually,
I'm like, so whatever's gonna come first, just drop down my Venmos, iEasy. I'm not gonna be upset. Whatever y'all want to have the contributions to, or the BBL, let me know down below in the comments.
Either or. All three. Maybe.
All three.
Dig deep.
Yeah. Just a little 10-10 for each thing. You know, well, maybe with everyone watching, we can get some. Or tan siquiera el deposito, you know, for the consultation.
Something.
Yeah. Have you ever felt like you're like, all right, you know, everyone's getting plastic surgery. Like, I'm going to get plastic surgery? Has it ever?
Just my nose job. But I've been wanting that since before.
Oh, I forgot you got your nose job. Yeah. Okay. It's giving natural. Honestly, your nose job looks amazing.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I love it. I just wanted it because I was like insecure and I was like, because I love my nose on other people. I just hated it on me, you know, just because I don't, something about it, I was like, no, it would almost like give me dysphoria. When I would look at myself, I'd be like, I just don't feel like myself, you know?
Yeah.
And since then, I feel so good where it's like, me siento like confident. Like before, I would never take photos. I would try to look at people head on because I would hate the thought of someone looking at my side profile.
Wow.
But now, complete opposite. Best thing I ever did. I wish I would have gotten it sooner.
Really? Yeah. Honestly, it looks great. Like, did you do it here? Or did you do it?
I did it here.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I love it. I feel like, honestly, I'm not against plastic surgery. Like, I think if you want to change something in yourself and it's going to make you happier, I'm all 100% for it.
No, for me, I know some people are very much like no plastic surgery. Like, you guys are teaching. For me, I'm like, if it will help you love yourself, go for it. Just be safe. Like, do it at your own risk, you know? Like, take your own precautions porque, like, there's always the risk of something bad happening.
Yeah.
But for me, that was a risk I was willing to take because of all the years of just me feeling so horribly that I was like, I want it. I want it that bad that even like nose jobs aren't really that risky. But I was like, I want it bad enough that if like something bad were happen, it was worth it, you know. And best thing I've ever done. I love it. And then I feel like I got it. Everyone has their own preferences because people are like, you look the same, you look the same. I'm like, I didn't want a face transplant. I'm like, I wanted a nose job, you know. I just didn't want my bump. I just wanted like a smaller nose, you know. And that's what I got. Especially because yo soy like, obviously I'm a boy, but I like being able to dress up like a girl, you know. And right now I have facial hair, but if I wake up tomorrow and I want to have a wig on, I want to shave it off and I want to be able to, like, to look like a girl, you know. So I feel like me daba sabe que that I always, because my nose was probably more like the men in my family and not the women. So it would give me dysphoria that I'm like, I look like them, which isn't a bad thing. But I was like, it would give me more dysphoria. So I was like, I feel like I'm not looking at me. I want something that's a little bit more me. And I got it, you know? And people were like, you need to love yourself. I'm like, I did. I just wanted to love myself more. And I got it, you know? So si se quieren hacer algo, háganselo con at your own risk. But I'm like, if it's going to make you happy, do it. Why not? You know, luego la gente se muere. And with everything going on, girl, at least I'm going to look good.
You're like, get my side profile.
Actually,
like in the casket ready.
Actually, neat.
No. Did you ever get people like, you know, sometimes they say like, oh, we're changing them. We don't like the ethnic features of ourselves. Like, that's why we changed this because we don't like the things that look ethnic and look Eurocentric.
The people, because I did get a few people saying that. Bitch, do you know who I am? I love everything ethnic. Like Mexico's my happy place. Like a lot of my family, like yo salí blanco because of my mom, you know, but a lot of my family is very indigenous looking. And I love them. I love everything about them. I just didn't love my nose, not because it was ethnic, because I feel like I said, it made me look more like a man when I wanted to be a little bit more androgynous. And right now, I want to look like a boy. But like I said, I like the option. So it wasn't ever like, take away my indigenous, you know? It was more of like,
I want to be able to kind of have that.
I want to be able to
switch,
fluid, you know?
Yeah. So, comadre, are you they, them, he, she? Like, what's the proper way to address you then?
Right now, I'd say he, they, you know, pero you can call me whatever. I wouldn't get offended because like I said, I like being able to switch up.
So like, comadre, I think of it like, oh, that's la comadre, like she, like that's your persona, you know. And then Jesus is like you know. Yeah, because for me, like when I had my long hair, even when I had a beard, like when they're like, oh, like you look handsome, I'd be like, oh, thank you. But when they would be like, oh, you look pretty, I'd be like, oh, thank you. You know, because I would just like, I like that I can do both. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So it's like I shave this off and I just like put on a wig or like let my hair grow out. I look a little bit more feminine, you know? So I like the duality of it, you know? Yeah. I love that.
And that, my no job helped me get it, so,
yeah,
you know?
No, period. I that's what I'm saying, like, I just feel, personally, si no me afecta, it has nothing to do with me, no me quita sueño, no me quita dinero, no me quita nada. Why am I so worried about what other people are going to do with their life and their decisions?
I know, and if you are, girl, don't tell anyone. I'm like, do it yourself. I didn't tell my family when I was gonna get it.
No, you just like got it and popped up with your branded or banded nose.
Yeah, because my family is muy asustona, you know, and my mom especially, and I get nervous too. But I wanted it that bad that I was like, I'm fine, but I was like, I'm nervous. If I tell my mom, me va asustar. Yeah. And then I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, like what if she's right? What if I die? You know, obviously, a nose job is like a simpler thing. So I was like, no le voy a decir a nadie. And just like my friends, and that's it. And my one cousin from Mexico was the only one to know because I told her, I was like, si algo me pasa, tú vas a saber, you know?
Go hide this, go burn that.
Actually. So I just turned off my location. And then the day afterwards, she called me through FaceTime y no le contesté because I was all like, and I answered. She was like, ¿Cómo estás? And I was like, bien. And I was like, me hice la nariz. And she was like, con razón miré que apagaste tu ubicación en una clínica y luego ya no me apareció.
Oh my God.
And then I was like, I see. She was like, te voy a hacer videollamada, pero I was still bloody. So I was like, no, porque te vas a asustar y me vas a asustar a mí. Yeah. And she was like, ay. She was like, pero ¿por qué? And I was like, porque me quería sentir bien, mami. And then she was like, ay. She was like, pues ya lo hiciste anymore. And I was like, pues te cuidas. And I was like, you too. And then a month after, I was like, actually, no, it was like, I want to say 2 weeks after. I just had a little bit of bruising, so I covered it up with makeup. And I went home to visit. And at first, they didn't even notice. You know, they were just like, oh, they're like, ¿cómo se? And I was like, no, notaron mi nariz. And she was like, sí. My mom was like, pues te miras igual. And I was like the same thing. No quería cambiarme la cara, nada más quería cambiarme mi nariz poquito, you know? Yeah. But pero my dad still doesn't know.
He doesn't know?
I didn't tell him.
He hasn't noticed?
No, when he first saw me afterwards, he was like, but he doesn't have social media. So he was like, And I was like, ¿qué? And he was like, nada. And I was like, okay.
He's like, estás diferente.
No, yeah, he probably just looked at me and was like, he looks different.
Yeah.
But like,
he's like, he probably
to this day,
he's like dyed his
he
hair.
doesn't know.
Bro, it's like when they say men never notice.
Actually, so it's like he doesn't know. Everyone else in my family knows, you know.
Yeah. Or maybe he knows and he's like, well, what the fuck am I gonna say?
Actually,
you know.
I don't think so. 'Cause I feel like my mom's chismosita. She would have been like, me preguntó tu papá qué te hiciste, pero
really.
Like nothing.
Damn,
you know?
your mom's real as fuck for not even mentioning it either.
Actually,
yeah.
No, she's like, no, I don't want to start an argument. She's like,
yeah, she's like, you know what, que vaya con Dios. She's like, if your dad finds out, that's for y'all to deal with.
Actually,
yeah.
No, but I'm all for like surgery. Get it done if you want to. Just be safe and at your own risk, you know.
Do you think people need to like, if you're in the public eye, do you think people need to share if they've had a work done?
This is where I'm like, I don't think you need to share. I just think it's like if you do, I feel like people turn it into something that it's not, you know. Like for me, like they're like, did you get another time? Yeah, you know. And I feel like when people are like, they really, really did get it, because there's like noticeable difference. They're like, no. I'm like, girl, you're trying to rage bait because you know you're gonna rile people up. It's not that serious, but it turns into something more intense.
Yeah.
Because they just won't admit it, and it's like, girl, we know it's okay. Like nada pasa, you know. And it's something if it's like, well, I don't have to share everything, which it's true, you don't have to. But I'm like, girl, if you're literally over here telling us sex stories and like this and that, girl, you can tell us about a fucking surgery. Nada pasa. Like you don't have to go into details. You could just be like, oh yeah, I got work done. Like, wouldn't you? You know.
I personally feel that the only reason, this is my thought, this is the only time, because I don't believe that they have to share that. I only think they have to believe it if you're selling a product based on that body part. So if you're selling a build your booty boot camp 9-week fucking program that it's going to get you to grow 9 inches of your ass, and you just came back from BBL and it's finally healed and you got the lymphatic drainage and your shit's still pumping on the side, cuando te vas y te sale un poquito de fucking juguito, then I feel like, yeah, you need to be honest, because you're like selling people a dream. You know, you're selling them like, that's not the reality. But like, if you just went and got your BBL and all you want to do is take like pics and shit, then I feel like you don't need to share that. I feel like, no, because I'm like you said, what did Juan Gabriel say? No se pregunta lo que se mira, or some shit like that. Like he said something like basically like, don't, if you see it, like, why are you asking if it's obvious? You know, like
I get that. For me too, because there's a couple people I know from social media, not know personally, but okay, like they got work done, you know, but they just never answered the question. And for me, I also got to the point where I was like, I've never said anything. But to the people who keep on bringing it up, I'm like, ay, para qué le preguntan? You already know. Just like, it's also like, would I do it? Yeah, because for me, I feel like a lot of things are like not big deals. Where I'm like, I don't mind saying it, you know, like I'll say it. But I'm like, if they don't want to, like you guys, I was like, we know. Just like let them believe that like we don't know, like it's a secret, like shh, like nada pasa, you know.
And I think it varies. So I feel like for me personally, I'm just like, do I want to promote something? You know, because it's like, I think people are inspired. Like, I think Kylie Jenner needed to come out with her lip thing because she's proclaiming that her lip pencil is what makes her lip bigger and not the filler. You know, so I feel like that like pertains to like her income and her profit and like her being dishonest, you know? So I feel like you need to just say it. Like, you just got your lips done. Okay, it's not a big deal, you know? If you're building a booty program, yeah, I did get a BBL, but this is the BBL maintenance, and this is also how you can grow, because I learned these tricks after at the gym, because I want my, you know, like, there's ways to still promote things with the use of surgery. But I just feel like sometimes people might not want to share it because it's like, do I want to promote? Like, I have a young audience, or like maybe like you have younger people looking up to. Like, if I have family members and I did something and they're like, oh, what is it? That's gonna get them thinking, oh, well, this, I'm going to do this. I want to do that. So that's the lens that I see it. Some people might not have that lens, like, you know, but I just see it in the lens as like, it is promoting at the end of the day. When you do, hey guys, come with me to my consultation. Hey guys, come with me to like my recovery room. Hey guys, like, you're making it seem like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. Like, you know, I kind of don't like that I have a flat ass too. Like, let me go get a BBL. Like, it's kind of, it is encouraging, right? Like the Ozempic thing. At the end of the day, people are like, oh my God, you look so good. You look so skinny. And it's like, you're going to encourage people. Maybe I should try Ozempic because then I don't need to work out and I'll look good and skinny and I'll get these things. You know, so I just feel like, for me, that's how I see it. Like, if you don't want to promote it and you don't want that to be like your thing, but you know, you're not selling a program or that, I respect people not sharing those things. Like, that's just my personal opinion.
For me, I agree with that. But for me, it goes to those people that they don't promote that, but then they'll promote other things that I'm like,
girl,
I'm like, if you're not
talking
gonna,
about you got dicked down by three dudes, like,
yeah. So I'm like, that's when I like turn my eye and I'm like, you won't talk about this, but you're talking about this. So I'm like, it's
What's worse?
you're choosing weird struggles of
Yeah.
I think the first one would have been maybe a better a better option than this, you
Right.
know?
You could have kept the orgy, babe.
Actually,
you could have kept that private.
You could have kept that to yourself and maybe
Right.
this, you
The
know?
grinder allegations didn't need to be brought to light.
Actually.
Yeah.
But it's great because people like with my nose job, it's nice because I did get some people saying like, oh, you're trying to like influence other people. And I was like, I'm just sharing like my experience. And even in my videos when I did do it, I was like, don't do it. I was like, this is because like for me, you know, like because I have been like struggling. And I feel like this is gonna like change it for me, for my experience, you know, especially with like the dysphoria I would get. So I did get a couple comadres that were like, when I would go after my consultation, when I was just like, after my nose job, when I would go to my checkups, I saw a comadre that just got a recent nose job. And she was like, I had been like debating on doing it for so long because it brought me so much insecurity. She was like, but seeing how you went through it out, she was like, if the comadre can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
You know, so I definitely do see how it's like, it does like, it will change someone's like, oh, like, yeah, I'm going to do it, you know?
Yeah, and that's the good and the bad, right? Like, because I feel like if you have an insecurity you've had your entire life, it wasn't your nose job video that inspired her. She's had the insecurity and you just made her feel like, okay, it's okay for me to change this and still love myself and still be okay. It's different. It's like, oh, I never had a concern with my nose. And now I see your video and I'm like, well, maybe I should get my nose done too because I see your video. That's different.
Yeah.
You get me? I feel like, and that's on the person. That's as an individual. Because like you said, you're not promoting it. Like everyone needs to go get their job or I hate this. It's just like, that's why I see it's the two sides of the coin. Like, I don't think it's wrong, you know, but I also, like, I think we should reserve the right to, like, contain things that are private if it's not what we want to, like, you know, like, promote. Because maybe we're promoting it off a different thing, you know? And it's just different. Like, that's why I just feel you should not be a little kid on the fucking internet, like, roaming it. Like, I literally have conversations sometimes with my nieces and or like, my little cousins. And they say some things to me. And I'm like, wow, like, it makes me feel terrible for them.
No, yeah.
That they're like, oh, I can't wait when I'm older. I want to get like a chin lipo. I want to get a nose job. I want to get filler. I want to get lips. And I'm just like, you're 17 and you have a lista of things that you want to get done.
It's like, I also just think that a lot of times kids grow up really quickly. You know, está eso que something I'm very proud of. My nieces are still like little kids, you know? But when I pick them up from school, because they have like on their tablets and their devices, parent monitors, you know? One of them is about to go into, I think, 4th or 5th grade, I forget. And you might be like, oh yeah, like they're still like a little bit, they're like getting older. But she's still like, with the way she talks to her friends, they still talk very like kiddish, you know, kind of like how I was, you know? But when I go pick them up from school sometimes and I'm like hearing the conversations of other kids walking by, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, they're talking like if they're high schoolers, you know? So I'm like, this is crazy.
This is, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I even think about like the exposure to porn. Like, kids are being more exposed to pornography and explicit content at a higher rate because it's so accessible on the internet.
That's why I'm like, I don't think my thing, I don't think kids should be like on the internet like to a point. Like, I feel like obviously like some games are on there, you know, and stuff. But I mean like on some social medias, you know, because like sometimes I'll be like talking on live and I'll say something and then they're like, there's kids on here, and I'm like, I'm like, well, they shouldn't be on my app because I'm like, I'm like, I've made it known, I'm like, come on, this is not for like children, like this is like for grown bitches, you know, this is for grown girls, you know, pero
this is for las comadres.
Actually, I'm like, these are for older folks, not like young ones.
18 and over, please. 17
actually, you know,
plus.
And I'm not saying it's like, oh, like restrict them from the internet. I'm just saying like, oh, like,
yeah, they should have limitations on what's accessible to them. That's why, like, Instagram, you're supposed to be at least 13 years of age, you know? But even that, it's super young. You know, like, I really think about it. I'm like, if I have kids, am I going to let them be online like that? Like,
I didn't get my first phone until I was a freshman in high school.
Same.
I had an iPad mini. And it was like, that was my world. And I was just like, I would just like be on YouTube and Minecraft. Only thing. So when I see someone that's younger and I'm like thinking back to my age, I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, we are completely different human beings.
Different.
I didn't really know how sex worked until I was like in 7th grade. And even then I was still kind of confused. I would be like,
it goes
this
where?
doesn't make sense. I'd be like, this is confusing me, you guys.
Do you remember your first sex ed class? Like when they
Freshman year.
Freshman year? What did you learn in that?
Just putting condoms on
the banana.
No, on wooden ones, I believe. Was it
They
wooden?
give you wooden dildos.
I don't. I think some people had wooden, some people had bananas, but it was just doing that, and that was like, it basically and like just sexual diseases. But it was like, it's now so young, they know stuff, and I'm like, that's crazy because I wasn't sure until I got older.
Wow, I had my first sex ed class like in 5th grade. I remember it vividly. Yeah, and I remember like everyone was like so like nervous and shy, and I'm like, okay guys, if you guys want to ask a question, just ask me and I'll ask it. And I remember like the question I asked was like, do guys pee in girls like when they're having intercourse? And they're like, no, it's really hard for a man to urinate when he has an erection. And that was like the first question I remember me asking. But I'm like, that was like the extent of like sex ed, just like this is genitalia, this is like a condom, like abstinence and like being safe, but that's it. Like I actually don't think we have really well informed like sex education in the United States. And it's like when we consider the fact that we do have high rates of kids watching pornography or seeing explicit content, I feel like we should be better informed. And I think it also desensitizes kids. I really think young boys, if you're watching porn at like 9-10 years old, no wonder you guys are consuming Andrew Tate. You think of women as nothing more than cum rags.
And then it's like also at such a young age, I'm like, imagine what like that must affect you so much. And I feel like that's why a lot of people also get very well, first of all, addicted to it, and then also I feel like things get so intense, and that's why like some pornography addictions escalate and it turns into like assault because of the degree of like, oh, they got exposed to it so soon and they were just unmonitored so much that they were constantly able to like, I'm gonna go further and further and further and further and further until there's nothing else that you can do until like unless it's something horrible,
And that's why like women or even like it could be like in queer relationships, like people suffer violence in sex because they lack empathy. It's totally disconnected the fact that you're a human to like you're a body that you're having sex with and that you can control, and you want to recreate these disgusting things that you're seeing online of like people hitting women or you abusing them or like and it's not to kink shame, like there's certain kinks, okay, you might like that, but I do genuinely believe that some men have sex with women and don't see them as women. Like they just don't.
I believe many.
Like, and it's really sad. And I even think about it, like, how is that tied to like the increase in STDs, because if you're not seeing me as a body, you don't have any concern for my safety, and definitely not for any of my, when we're having sex. And like, that's what happens with people. Like they take the condom off and they pass STDs, and they like, or they tell them I'm clean and they lie and they are not properly getting tested because they do not care what happens.
They just feel like they don't have to, because they're like, no, I'm fine. Especially since guys usually don't show symptoms until like later on. So it's like
till you're fucked. Yeah, that's why like ladies, make sure you're having protected sex. Like I'm all for sexual liberation. I'm all for popping that thing, getting that getting the little DJ up and running.
Bean flick,
flick the bean, But be safe. Like it really get tested. Like it. And I always say this, but I really do mean it. Like it's shit really is so important. Like no one's gonna care about your health.
And I feel like it shouldn't be like something back. I feel like some people get embarrassed. They're like, well, I don't want to ask. I'm like, just ask.
You don't want to ask, but you're gonna have them fucking see your butthole.
Actually, like you don't want to ask, but it's like like just ask. Like now that pasa, just be like, you're clean, right? Or when's the last time you got like tested? Like,
can I see your results?
Yeah, like maybe you should do it again. I just want to be safe, Like I'm gonna do it too, just to be safe,
Right? They're gonna look at your butthole protrude, babe. You might have had like 7 pelos because you didn't, you didn't shave properly, but you draw the line at
asking, like,
can I make sure both of us are safe enough to like continue this forward? Like you guys got to be super selfish in that sense, especially if you're having fun. If you're having fun, think about it. They don't love you that deep. They don't love you deep enough where they're really concerned about you.
Yeah, so. And if someone's being serious also about you, asking questions is not going to discourage them. If anything, they're going to be like, oh, that's good. They're safe, Like they're aware of the dangers of it,
We need to be like, we're so shameless, like you said, like a veces compartimos cosas. It's like, why the fuck would I even share that online? But like the things that are intimate and like that are gonna cause you direct personal harm if you are not taking preventative measures, we're just like willy-nilly.
Actually, it's like,
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
It's like, I don't want you to think like that this and that. Girl, let him.
Girl,
it's okay.
He's not even gonna care if you come, and you're worried about hurting his feelings if you ask him for his STD test. Are you joking? Like, the guy's gonna come and you're gonna be nothing more than a pocket pussy, but you're scared to ask him, like, oh, when's the last time you got tested? But you're gonna go ahead and let him flick the bean, maybe even spit on it.
Actually, maybe even a little bit more than spit
maybe
on
a little spit, maybe hop and skip on it, you know.
Actually.
But you're concerned. God forbid you care about your sexual reproductive health, because things can be affected as a result of that. Like, you got to think, I'm here to get my nut. They're here to get their nut. So let's get our nuts in order. You know, like, come on. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just true. I just feel like we are in age of information, so like, we really need to be informed.
Yeah,
like, we really need to be informed.
Speak, like, if you can do it, why not? You know, like, before it's like you couldn't. Now that you can do it, you know.
Yeah, especially now, guys. There's states where you can't even have abortions. There's states where you don't even have access. Like, they completely removed all government funding from Planned Parenthood. So, if anything, right now you should be hyper aware, because there's less resources available to you, less resources at a low cost or no cost at all to you as a result of this administration. So it's like your actual sexual health is probably at more risk, because there's less people probably getting tested, less people who have health insurance, they're not being covered by Medicaid. Like, this means that we're more at risk, you know? So we're actually being protecting ourselves and that individual person by being open and honest and having these conversations. Like, guys, remember, they cut Planned Parenthood. Like, they ain't gonna have free shit anymore. Like, you're gonna go want to get the condoms, you're not even gonna be able to go get condoms in Planned Parenthood. It's cut.
And like I said, everything connects back to that, where it's like, oh, you want to have fun but you want to be safe. Well, Planned Parenthood is where I would go, you know. So it's like, that also adds to, like, oh, more stress for other things. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like everything's connected. So I feel like if you choose to, like, not speak or not look at it, I'm like, you're choosing to just, like, turn the blind eye, like, oh no, like, I can't get my STD test, I wonder why. Like sex is not political, but look, now you can't even get a nut because that homegirl don't even know if she's fucking can get condoms. And if guys could get pregnant, it would be illegal. It would be legal. Since, like,
abortions
forever
would have been federally funded.
Actually, they would have been like, you have to get one a year.
Right, a year at least.
Every man, it's free for every single man.
You're manly as fuck if you get abortions. Abortions would be the manliest thing.
Actually, it's like, I had one. Like, you know, like,
you'd get another, like, little teardrop. Actually, just be the little fetus.
Real,
a little sperm drop.
But yeah, I remember I saw that and I was like, that's true, because I'm like, if a guy could get pregnant, desde cuando?
It would be nothing. It would be like nothing. Like, it would literally be like nothing. Meanwhile, women, if you don't want to have any more kids, you need permission from your husband. You need to have 3 kids. You need to be over a certain age. And a man could just walk in, go get a vasectomy, and cleared, you're done.
Actually, but that's crazy to some men. Like, you know, where they're like, oh, like, I want to keep fucking, but I don't want to have kids. Get a vasectomy, but they're like, nah, I don't want that. And I'm like,
but they get trapped.
Yeah. I'm like, well, fuck.
100% of unwanted pregnancies are caused by men ejaculating. Like, if you didn't come in the bitch, she would not be pregnant, period.
And afterwards they're like, that's your issue.
What do you think about that? What do you think about men who get girls pregnant and then, like, here's $5,000 for an abortion, I don't want anything to do with it, and then the women don't want to get aborted, like, they don't want to abort the kid?
I wish that there was something where it was like a vasectomy that like, as soon as, like, someone came of age, they just had it in them, so they would not be able to do that, like, not be able to get, like, not be able to reproduce until a court was able to be like, you know what, you're allowed,
mentally capable.
You're allowed to reproduce in this society. I don't care. I'd be like, you know what, period.
No, that's real.
Like, yeah, because I'm just like, I also don't think everyone should be a parent.
No, absolutely. I don't think, I don't want to say most, but I don't think a lot of people should be parents, especially, like, when we think about it, most pregnancies are unplanned, and you happen when they're young, so it's like people are unprepared. So obviously you're gonna make mistakes, you know, in that journey of parenthood, but some people, you make a mistake and then you make 7 more. It's intentional, babe.
Yeah, and then I'm like, for me, I'm like,
no shade to my dad.
Real. I also think, I'm like, choose who you're doing things with, because then it's like, girls will be like, and guys also, like, choose the most worst person they know, but they just want to fuck, and they get pregnant. They're like, I'm like, and then they're like, they're crazy. They're this and that. I'm like, you chose them.
You're like, dude, you're his 4th baby mama.
Actually, I'm like, would you
at
think,
23?
Like, would you think that the other ones were just like slip ups too? He fell and like that just happened.
Yeah, he fell and got a bitch pregnant. Like, how do you accidentally do that 3 times?
No, yeah, but yeah, I just don't think that.
Yeah,
not anyone should be a parent.
Besties, comment down below the names of the people that shouldn't have been parents in your family.
Actually,
it's
like
all their
my
grandmas,
mom, my dad,
yeah.
my uncle, my aunt.
I'm like, if y'all see my comment on my burner account, don't fucking report it to my father.
Real.
But if y'all know where he's at, let me know because I would like to talk to him.
Real.
I'm like, hey, Dad, if you're watching this. But yeah, I mean, you know, I just, people are not educated, right? It goes back to the same thing. Like, we are so uneducated. Even our sexual education, like, we're not informed. People don't realize that you can only even get pregnant when you're ovulating. Plan B doesn't even work if you're ovulating. Plan B doesn't even work if you're over a certain weight. You have to get like a different pill. So it's like, these are the things that we should learn because I think they're preventative measures. It's not about encouraging people to have a bunch of sex with a bunch of different people. It's about encouraging people to be safe. So when they're in these positions, they don't make mistakes that could be life altering, such as a pregnancy if they don't believe in abortion. Because I respect that. I respect some people that don't believe in abortion. A lot of my family, they're like super anti-abortion. Like a lot of my family, they're like, "Esto es un pecado de Dios." And I'm like, so what's having a kid out of wedlock when you had 7? Anyway, so, you know,
actually,
like,
real.
You know, so that's, I'm just like, and God didn't say one pecado is worse than the other. He said there's some pecados, period. You know, so it's just like, you could have prevented that if we've been better informed. Like, this is how you prevent these
things. And then I feel like how we said, it all goes back to the same. It's like, they're like, well, the government will help you with your kids. Will they?
Really? They just cut Medicaid and SNAP benefits and education.
So it goes back to the same thing that's like, oh, you want people to have kids, but then it's like, oh, keep them. But the government, no, keep them too. That's your issue. Like, no one got you pregnant. So I'm like, I don't know. It's just like,
it doesn't make sense. And then they don't want to give you money for struggling, but they'll take your kid and give money to a foster parent who's probably just using, not all of them, right? But there's some bad foster parents who like you abuse the system and like bleed the government for money and are actually not fostering and being like guardians to these kids. Goes back to the same thing. But you couldn't give a mom who's struggling on Section 8, working 2 jobs, making minimum wage, additional funds so that she can help and possibly uplift her family. That's crossing the line. But we could give $50,000 bonuses to ICE agents because they're keeping the border safe. Because of course, undocumented people are coming into this country and, you know, murdering and burning down the buildings and, you know, storming the Capitol. Oh no, that was the January 6th MAGA supporters who were storming the United States Capitol and like, killed police officers.
They're like, that's AI.
You know, but but that was, that wasn't. Oh no, those were United States citizens that got pardoned by the president. But illegals, right?
Yeah.
Illegals.
The issue, ni modo.
Ni modo que se puede hacer, you know. Well, look, besties, I hope y'all learned something from this. I hope y'all really have put some thought to it and like have these conversations with your families, right?
Yeah. I'm like, you can be funny and you can be political. I'm like, you don't have to choose either or. You know, be both. You know, be educated and a funny girl. Yeah. Then you're perfect. Then you're just like a gorgeous, gorgeous girls. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls laugh, cry, and revolt and advocate for themselves and their communities. The most beautiful girls I know are educated. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry that you're ugly and all you do is like brain rot all day. That's probably why, babe. Like the brain and the neurons in your path and your face are not connecting. That's why you're fucking sitting there with that dead stare in your fucking face, you know? So, look, besties, comment down below. Let us know. Are y'all going to sign up and register to vote for the midterm elections? What do you guys think about SNAP and junk food being banned? What do you guys think about sexual education in America? When did you guys get your sex ed class? Actually,
yeah. If
you made it this far, comment down below on something and then put me your Venmo and I will Venmo someone $25 for your lunch on me.
Real.
And that's going to be a tax write-off. I'm going to need your account information after. So comment that down below. Comment down below something in regards to one of the political or one of the life topics that we discussed and your Venmo. And I will be selecting one of you to get lunch on Besties so that during your lunch you can think about the world and how you can make it a better place.
Real.
Yeah.
Stay woke.
Stay woke. Yeah. So thank you so much, Comadre Jesus, for coming. Where can we find you for the besties that don't know you? But come on, everybody already knows you. That's where they're here.
It's Jesus Acevedo X43. On Instagram, it's Jesus Acevedo X. On Twitch, it's Jesus Acevedo X43 as well.
Period.
Follow me. I go live. I'm funny, but I talk about stuff. So stay informed.
Period. And that's why gorgeous voice. What can I say? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tune in. Make sure you're following Besties. Make sure you're following me at the Isis Noelia. And we'll see y'all next week. Bye, Besties.
Bye.